values of the Innovator are difficult to live, but absolutely necessary. So what we found is that surrounding ourselves with people that help us live those values can make a good difference. It's this value of integrity. And the way I think about it for myself is I'm weak enough around all of this stuff that I need to be surrounded with what I like to call integrinators. There was a time at New and Improved where we were developing a new office building, stretching the office building that we currently had. And as I was sitting with my CFO and we were designing the inside of this office building based upon workflow and how we wanted to lay things out, we had a bit of a difference in terms of what we thought should be. Now, I own the office building and I also am a builder, and I had a lot of thoughts about how I wanted to do this, but he also was an electronic engineer and had kind of cut his teeth business-wise building electronic control boxes. As a matter of fact, he was known and respected for how efficient his internal layout was. So the two of us were not happy with each other about the particular way that the office was going to be laid out. But at the end of the day, I own the building. I'm going to purpose that space for something else in the future, so I'm probably going to win the argument. Well, one day we were up in the office and we've got laid out in front of us all of the plans, and my daughter happened to be in the office at the same time, 9 years old at the time, Hannah, and she was putting covers on Post-it pads for us, piecework for the company. And she's overhearing Dave and I have this conversation about internal office layout. And once again, he starts to go into his thing that he thinks we should be doing, and I was tired of hearing it. So out comes Bob's gator brain. So I shut him off. I cut him off. I said, Dave, we're not going to do that. Just about that time, the bell starts ringing over at our house. Our house is close to the office. It's my wife calling my daughter and I to lunch. So the two of us get up and we're walking across the parking lot to our house, and my daughter says to me, Dad, you really shut Dave down in there. You really gatored Dave. My highly paid executive coach, 9 years old. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I was humiliated. I wasn't happy with what I had seen in myself, and she was calling me out for my lack of integrity. She knew that I was supposed to be humble and curious. She knew that I was supposed to be tenacious and listening to other people, and that I had not been. So we turned around. We went back up in the office. Not so that I could go back, make nicey-nicey with Dave and say, Dave, you know why I shut you down there. You understand, right? Okay, good. But we're not going to do it. No, I went up with a different intention. Sure enough, I wanted my daughter to see me behave in a more appropriate way. But I also was able to get myself into a place of just deeply listening to Dave. I wanted to get Dave's thinking in my head. Not so that I could defend myself from Dave or defend my point of view, but that so something might get created in my head that would be different than what we had already thought of. I've just learned over the years that if I stay curious longer, sometimes good things happen. So I'm listening to Dave, and he's laying it out. And he was a big boy. He didn't have a temper tantrum and say, no, I'm not going to tell you anymore. He was smart about it. So he's laying all this out to me, and as I'm listening, not with the purpose of having an argument about why we should do it the way I think, all of a sudden I had one of those aha moments. I got very excited about something, and I said, oh, Dave, we could, and he got excited about it too, and it was an entirely different idea, something neither one of us had thought of before. Not a compromise where he gets a little bit of what he wants and I get a little bit of what I want and we both go away a little bit unhappy, something entirely different. And so that's what we did. It would never have happened if I didn't have somebody to slap me upside the head. It happened to be my 9-year-old daughter. But what I've learned over the years is that if I want to live these Innovators' values, I've got to surround myself with people that challenge me when I'm not, because I'm a human being. And it's not possible for me yet, anyway, to be able to live up to all of this on a steady basis. So when you're trying to live these values, invite from other people the kind of feedback. Give people permission to hold you to integrity with those values. And you have to ask for that. You have to say to people, I'm going to do my very best to be open to your challenge when I'm not living up to the values of the Innovator. So find and invite your integrinators.